Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Okay, so I'm making this video because of what's going on tonight and tomorrow, so probably in the early AM. So technically, by the time you get to this video, it will have already happened, at least in North America, and we are not going to see it here. Okay, so the music is going to be lowered in about 7 seconds, and again in about a minute and a half. Okay, so the reason I'm making this video, it's more along the lines of what I want to do with this channel from this point forward. I really only want to make videos where I'm really feeling something, like something impacted me, something happened to me personally. So the second to last video that I had already uploaded said something is about to happen. So let me check when I uploaded that video, hold on. Okay, so that was 3 days ago, so that should be September 4th approximately when I uploaded it. So I made it the day before, maybe even a couple days. Actually, I think I made it about 4 or 5 days before that. So this is one of those last minute videos. I did find out about the total lunar eclipse yesterday, that it was going to happen today, and I kind of pushed it off because I'm doing a lot of projects. Like I'm going 100 miles an hour in my life, and it's part of this whole thing that I'm going to talk about. So for me, I had a shift. Now I do energy healing, and I did a clearing. So I went to an energy healer, someone I rely on, and we did a clearing about, I'm going to guess it was 3 weeks ago, maybe a little more, and something shifted, and then I did timeline therapy on me about 10 days later, and then I had this huge aha moment, and then something shifted in my personal life with someone else. And it revealed something, and I kept telling you guys, like, I'll make a video about it. So I'm going to go really short because it really should be a short explanation. Now, it's going to sound obvious. Now, I've heard this before, and oh yeah, and I even taught people this, but it wasn't until it happened on an energetic level where it shifted, like, versus logically, okay, when someone does this, don't do that, you know? So it was like a final complete shift of this segment of my life that was always kind of holding me down or dragging me down, and it has completely, utterly released me. So essentially what it was on an energetic level, it was the fact that I always felt like I owed people, like I had to do 10 times the work versus, like, you know, instead of 1 hour, I'd do like 3 hours. You know, instead of helping a friend a little bit, I helped for 4 hours, you know, bust my ass, and because I just felt like I owed people for literally no reason. Now, if you've dealt with narcissist abuse, I guarantee you probably had that same thing, because they always make you feel like you owe them. They do the tiniest little thing, like one morsel, and they expect you to give them a mountain of gold of effort. Okay, I'll give you an example. So my sister, what did she do for me? It's one thing, one time, and for 25 years later, she said, remember that one thing I did for you, that one time? And they would literally say that. She goes, you owe me. And I like, literally after like 20 plus years, I said, F, yeah, I'm so sick. Like, she just held this over me. Here's the thing about it. I didn't want it was giving me a ticket to go back home for Christmas, which was, the whole thing was a setup. Everyone got like these expensive gifts. Like my brother got a $600 tool thing on wheels, and then my other brother got a $400 leather jacket, and so got this and that. And and at the very end, like, they all walked away, and I got like nothing. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then they go, oh, we forgot Michael, and then literally they opened this box, and it was a shirt that was too small for me on purpose. And it was marked down like 3 or 4 times because they had a tag over the tag over the tag, and it was marked down to like $325 or $450 or something. And they said before opening, we all pitched in to give this to you. And they said that like 5 times again. I go, yeah, okay, you all pitched in. I'm thinking it must be something really expensive. Yeah, it was $4.25. I go, oh, it's a joke. Like, so where's the real present? I'm like, no, that is the real present. So it was just a setup, and I remember when I was in Arizona, so I flew back home to California, and I didn't want to. It was like, and my sister called me up out of the blue. I hadn't talked to her probably a year or something like that. And here's the really weird thing. I borrowed over $1,200 I think it was $1,200 or $1,500 so she could move into this like kind of like this mini home above a garage. She just graduated from college, got her first corporate job. She's making like I think it was like 80,000 a year or something. She's borrowing money from me, the poorest one in the family, who's in college, and never paid it back for I think it was about 6 months or a year, and I had to like demand to get it back because I needed the money for this training I was saving up for. And long story short, she went around telling everyone how she borrowed me money and I never paid her back. And when I heard, I confronted, like, are you fucking kidding? But that's a very typical narcissistic family. So then here we are, I don't know how many years later, I'm in Arizona State and she's calling me saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to get you a gift for Christmas. And I'm like, no, that's all right. I don't want anything. And she goes, no, I'm going to give you a ticket to fly home. So back then, round trip from Phoenix was like, to SFO was like, probably like $100, $125. It was pretty cheap. I'm like, no, I'm going to work like overtime at both my jobs and I'm going to make a lot of money to save up during Christmas break so I can have extra money for the beginning of the semester. And she's like, no, I'm going to send the ticket. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. So she ended up, and I was like really adamant, like we literally argued about this. So she ended up sending it to me. And I got it in the mail and I felt really bad, like, well, fuck, I don't want to waste the money, And so I didn't know she could have got a refund, so I told my boss, I go, dude, what should I do? He goes, you know what, Mike, just go home. He goes, Mike, you work so much. He goes, you need a break. Now, if he understood my family, he probably would have said something else. So the thing about it is the whole thing was a setup, and to this day, she still holds me for that. In her words, that remember that one thing I did for you one time. They do this so they can hold it over you to say that they owed you. Or sorry, to say that you owe them. And that's the whole thing. They'll do one thing for you when you're 5 years old, and here you are 40 years old later, 45 years old. Then they're saying, remember that one thing I did you for you that one time? Like, do not fall for it. So here's the deal. Something in me just shifted where, okay, even though like logically, like I don't know this person, but there's like this internal battle. You could hear it in my voice. And it's like, yet I felt like I did. It could be someone I've never even fucking met before, but I felt like I owed them. It's the weirdest thing in the world. So on a logical level, I was fighting it. Like, no, I don't know this person. I've done, I've done way, more for them than they've done for me. But it doesn't matter because you still have that feeling on an emotional, energetic level. So when we cleared that, and by the way, when you go through clearings, they're generally rough and bumpy. Not always, but 90+% of the time, it's a fairly rough thing. So once that cleared, and I felt it, like for the first time probably since birth, I was like something in my gut was nice and smooth and soft and relaxed and just flow. And I knew it, and I remember thinking like, okay, this is going to be very interesting how life unfolds from this. So I even told a friend of mine at a store that I go to, like, hey man, like, he goes, what do you mean? Like, see, it's funny because even though I explained to him, like, he couldn't really grasp it. He couldn't understand it. So I said, all I know is everything is shifted. So then here's the thing. A mutual friend of ours said, hey, basically it's a long story. I'm not going to get it, but basically like, yeah, we're not friends. And I'm like, why? What happened? Like, the weirdest thing in the world, just out of the clear blue. Now, this is what happens when you do clearings. Now, every issue is like an onion, okay? Like you clear one layer, then another. But when you clear the core, like all of it, like that last core piece, the centerpiece, you'll find people out of the blue will just fall out of your life. They might even get in fights with you because, it's almost like the energy shifted to where it's like, we don't match anymore, get out of my life. Because it's like your lesson is done. And literally, it's like Donkey Kong, that game where you go up and up and up. You got to jump the barrels, and you got to get the hammer and smash things. And it's like a maze, but you're going up these like ladders and stuff, ladders and chutes almost. And it's like you finally get to a point where you got to the next level. So it's kind of a test too. I think a lot of us are going through what's called final tests. Okay, so for example, for me, this person just like out of the blue and like started messing with me, like he'd never been that. And like what is this? Like what's going on? Like I couldn't understand it. And so boom, done. And here's the thing: I didn't get mad. I didn't get hurt. I didn't get mad. I didn't get upset. And it was kind of a really weird, unique experience because usually when someone does that, it hurts your feelings. You feel bad, but I literally, it's kind of like, okay, almost like a Jesus thing, like where, no, just, have compassion and be understanding and, all that really, really, it's good stuff. It's a very neutral thing. It's almost like, hey, you're just going to the next level. Like this person almost put you through lessons or helped you see lessons. And then boom, now you're on the next level. It's time for you to move on, and it's completely, totally okay. It's not only totally okay, it's like this shift that I made, it's like it's launched me. Okay, I have completely redesigned my website. I'm probably going to design another one for you guys because this website is just for men, men's dating issues, etc. I still have the women's coaching stuff. If you scroll down to the third section, right in the middle is here, black and white silhouette of a man and woman kissing. It says women's relationship, I think coaching or products. I can't remember exactly what it says right there. But that has all the women's. It has both your books, the why men just don't get it, and every woman's battle, the need for love and emotional fulfillment, the coaching and everything. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle that, but so here's the deal. I've been going 100 miles an hour. I'm finally using ChatGPT. I have been hooked on that every single day for freaking like 4 weeks now or 3 weeks now, redesigning my complete website, SEO, everything you can think of. I'm working a brand new YouTube channel, uploading like crazy. I'm working with ChatGPT and then something called Sidekick on my website, and it's basically another form of ChatGPT but designed specifically for Shopify websites. Now, the healing session we did was designed for this. Now, here's what I mean. For the first time in my life since my best friend died when I was 19, I feel like I am finally not only on fire, but in alignment. I had experienced this when I was younger, from about second grade till I was 19 and a half years old when my best friend died. So I had a real long streak there when I was winning, getting straight A's, like everything, just championship after championship. And then boom, after that, it was a struggle, like for a while. Now, I don't mean like it was easy for me before or even now. I'm working my ass off, and I mean, I'm doing 12, 14-hour days. That's just constantly on the computer, constantly re-uploading, changing, shifting, rewriting blogs and making new blogs and just everything. And so I'm getting the word out there. Now, here's the difference. The internal resistance is completely gone. And that's what I mean by alignment. I have goals, I know what direction I'm going in, and all of a sudden the internal resistance is not there anymore. So now, again, I don't remember if it was 8 days ago or 10 days ago, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, it had to have been at least 8 days ago. It was before that. So I felt this real subtle, and I think I made a video, it might be in that video that I made when I said something's about to happen, that came out on the 3rd of this month, September. September 4th. So usually when I'm feeling a shift, there's more of kind of a dramatic impact, like a powerful dream or a powerful image that boom, like right in my face. Like sometimes it could be a flash for just a moment, maybe a second, all right? Or something, a feeling, something strong, or something like more pressure, or just, but this is different. It was just subtle, and it was a smooth, subtle, continual shift versus this big kind of boom. So yesterday when I found out about the total lunar eclipse, I was like, okay, this is starting to make sense now. So this is a spiritual portal, let's call it that. It is a huge spiritual door that's opening up it's open right now. So I'm at 9:30 September 7th. I'm going to upload this immediately when I'm done. Number one, this is probably the most important time, not just in this very moment, but the next day or a little bit after that. It's not like a one day only kind of thing. It is an opening that's going to be open for a while. This is a great time to manifest. Imagine having what you desire. Another thing that really, really works is physically write down your goals. I wouldn't write down a ton of them. I would write down like the top 3 or the top 5. Keep it brief. Don't do some huge description thing. Just write like a certain car, year, model, type, whatever, whatever. Just like keep like a phrase or a sentence and write the goal down. Put it down on something physical. Now is the time to do that. Now here's the other thing, okay? Start to really be aware of your emotions and your feeling, like your intuition, your gut, like something in your gut's pulling you to go somewhere. You have a feeling about something, like just start paying attention to it, okay? And then notice what happens shortly after, maybe half an hour, maybe half a day, maybe a day, maybe a little more, but make note of it, okay? And the other thing is pay attention to, sometimes you just kind of get an image real quick, or maybe like sometimes like a movie clip will play in your mind that you from years ago or something. That's your unconscious mind trying to show you something. So start calming yourself down. Maybe even just sit down, do some deep breathing techniques and relax. Maybe stretch for 15, 20 minutes and just stop. Like maybe even lay down in bed and just stop for 10, 15 minutes. Do some deep breathing. Hold your breath. That's one deep breathing technique. Breathe in your nose and hold your breath for 8 seconds, then 10, then 12, then 15, then 18, then 20, then whatever. But at least do, I would say, 10 to 20 deep breaths, either that way or any other breathing technique that you have. And then just calmly sit there and be with yourself, and then just slow yourself down over the next few days. Because this opening is not going to be a one-day thing. This is going to be weeks, where you're going to begin to notice things shifting, dropping, changing. People might just drop out of your life. You might have some kind of shift that like, whoa, like just completely someone's gone, something's done, something changed. Somebody might contact you out of the blue. It's just a complete like, whoa, I haven't talked to this person in 3 months, or it could be a year. Somebody will contact you out of the blue. It could be someone you love, someone you care about, someone you were hoping would contact you but didn't. So there is a shift that's going on. Now here's the other side of the fence. For the people that are fighting this, it's going to be powerful. Here it is in one sentence. This is kind of a warning, call it to the chosen ones, but it's not just the chosen ones, it's the other ones. This total lunar eclipse will awaken the major spiritual portal of 2025, okay? There is a door. There it is being opened. Now here, watch this. For the people that fight it, it is going to be, it's like you will intensify the energy to 10 to the 10th power. You are going to create such resistance, it is going to shred you. For the people that are like refusing to awaken, and that's the other people I'm talking about, life is going to get rough. That resistance, it's like how do I explain this? Like you can't resist this. And for the people that do, man, holy shit. I mean, not only on a nervous system level, on an emotional level, you're going to go through some serious trauma, but there's going to be things in your life that are just going to get ripped apart, from friendships to family to all kinds of things. You are going to be shocked. Now, here's the flip side of the coin. Luckily for me, I'm in this flow state, and that's what's been going on for the last, again, I don't know if it's been 3+ weeks or 4 or maybe a little more. I have just been in the flow, like it's like in a canoe going down the river. Wherever the river goes, I'm going. So I'm getting intuitive insight about my business, about my website. And Mike, you need to make money. Here's what you got to do right now. You can change it down the road, but right now you got to go in this direction. And I'm just going with them, like, oh, okay. And I'm just boom, 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 boom. It's like building blocks, and you're just building this structure, this foundation, and this house, and this building, and this business. And it has been an amazing experience for the last 3+ weeks for me. So now, for people that are going with the flow, just listening to your intuition, going, no, okay. This thing that's happening right now, think of it as like, okay, you were at the beach, or no. Think of it as you're in a canoe going down this river. It's kind of kind of swift, maybe not fast, not rapids, nothing like that. But it was kind of, you're going with the flow, man. You're getting places. Imagine it like now you're in the ocean, and this huge, massive wave comes up and just whoosh shoves you forward. That's what's going to happen, but it's going to be in a smooth way. You're going to be riding that wave, and because you're going with the wave, there's no resistance. So there's no static, there's no crashing, there's no resistance, there's no stress. It's just this amazing rush of experiences and emotional rewards and physical rewards. In a nutshell, that's it. Now let's move on to a societal level. Okay, I've got to say something, because I'm asking myself this right now. If you're wondering, wow, how does Mike know this? I'm asking the same fucking question. It's the energy. I can feel it, and that's all. It's like some of this to me is just so obvious. Like, dude, if you resist this right now, it's not going to be good for you. So essentially, I'm realizing this right now as I'm talking to you about this. Is essentially I'm using examples and metaphors to explain and to describe what this is going to create. Okay, here's something I'm going to put in here before we get onto the societal level, although I think this might be part of the societal level. So let me kind of pull out of that part. So here's the deal. Narcissists can see people waking up and they are shutting the fuck down. Excuse my language, but this is an intense subject, an intense subject, or was in the past for me. So I'm watching these people completely shut down. It is funny to watch. They're not being aggressive, because they're like, oh shit, people, they're on to us. They get it. So think of it as a series of veils, and that's what's been happening. The veil has been lifting. The blindness, it's like we had all these veils over our eyes and over our brain. We couldn't see it. We couldn't hear it. We didn't understand what was going on. We didn't understand why. But those veils have been lifting. Now they're getting thinner and thinner. Like, oh, I can see this now. Like, it's obvious. Now, I don't just mean me, but I mean you guys and what we would call the collective, like people around the world. So now on a societal level, there's something that I've noticed on Facebook that's been happening more and more. And I had one the other day, and I wish I would have saved it. Let me see if I saved it. I don't think I did, but let me check. Yeah, I can't find it, and I can't quite remember what it was, but it was like people are starting to realize some of the most obvious things that I've been talking about since I woke up when I was 20 years old. So what's happening in this last week or so is people are starting to see even more on a deeper level of the wrongs that have been done to us, the rules, the things that were made up. I tell you, okay, here's one of them. It was talking about how cussing, essentially cussing breaks up the energy. Now, I've done a lot of meditation. I know a lot about energy. One of the biggest things you want to do is when people are in a kind of like what's the word? Like you're going in a revolving door, like a cycle that keeps repeating itself. All you have to do is interrupt the pattern. And if you can interrupt the pattern, they can pop out of it. And if they can pop out of it enough times, then they can see it. And once they see it, they won't repeat it. Well, cussing is one of those things that can completely shatter the energy, and therefore it's like a restart. Well, so these people, like, you got to understand, we have been under a spell. That's why the word, it's called spelling. It's literally making spells. Words cast spells. Now, I remember I heard this a long time ago, and here I was trained in NLP and hypnosis. And I'm like, oh, that's not true. Come on, whatever. And it is. It is like if you say something over and over enough times, it becomes true. Now, if it's a good thing, that's good. As I got older now, I don't really like to cuss because I do think there's a sense of negative energy. But once in a while, it breaks up the energy and it refreshes you. It re-enlivens you. It wakes you up. So one of the things was like, well, so why are people so intensely against it? Is because they don't want you to break your trance. They don't want you to break your spell. I remember when I was younger, you'd hear these older men say, yeah, I don't trust people who don't cuss. And you're like, well, why? It's like, because they're not honest. And I always thought that was kind of funny until the last 10 years. Like, I see it now. Narcissists control you by setting spells over you, by calling you names over and over and over and over, by doing things, telling you certain rules or this means that over and over until it sinks in, and now they got you trapped. Well, what someone has to do is come along and go, F that bullshit, and then boom, for that moment, you'll pop out of it. And you go, wait, what? But then the narcissist will put you back into it. But if someone comes up to you and cusses loud enough and says it and does it enough times, that pattern will be interrupted and poof, you're free from the spell. And that is what I'm trained in. Pattern interrupts, reframing, shifting things, getting you out of your stuck state, getting you out of those patterns. You know, about a year into starting my own practice, after I completed all the trainings, years and years of training, so when I got my first business license, my first business cards, I was going to put some ads in the local paper, and I was going to put like hypnosis and NLP, but I thought, but it's not hypnosis. It's like, okay, what we're doing is we're taking people out of trance. So I'm like, well, then why do we call this hypnosis? And so I thought, I'm going to put dehypnosis or unhypnosis because I'm taking people out of their trance. So I had a realization today, and this is what I mean. The realizations are coming. They're happening. The question is, are you conscious of it? So this morning, earlier, I was kind of laying there thinking about it. So here's what it was. Over the years, I've done a lot of clearings, a lot of energy healing, and when you start coming out of a pattern, it can be terrifying. It's funny because when you come out of it, you're like, man, that whole thing was an illusion. It was, and you're like, why? And you always do this, why was I so stressed? Why was I so terrified? It's because you were resisting the change. And that's what I started realizing, and that's the difference now. I'm not resisting anything. I'm just going with it. And I realized, but where you're at's no good. You don't want to live in that fear. You don't want to live in that stuck state. You don't want to feel shame and guilt and, whatever it is. And the funny thing is, yet when you go to heal it, you cling to it like it's your life force or it's your life whatever. And the funny thing is that clinging to it is what's causing this massive resistance, which is pulling you apart, and that's what's causing the fear and the stress. And the funny thing is you don't want that, and you already know that. This part of my life sucks. I don't like thinking this way. I don't like feeling this emotional negative feeling all the time. And yet it's funny, and yet you're like, I don't want it, because the funny thing is because you're afraid of like, well, what will life be like without it? A whole lot better. That's what it'll be like. And that's the thing. I was thinking, God, I've been through so many clearings. I know what it's like on the other side. Yet every time I go through it, I was clinging to it. And that's what I think was the difference with this last clearing. I just did not care. And I don't mean that in a negative. It was just like, okay, well, what's going on? Oh, wow, okay. And I just went with it. It's like, I was kind of curious. I was a little confused, but I thought, well, okay. So just take that as a thought. I'm hoping a lot of you are starting to wake up to this. Like, on the one hand, you are sick and tired of dealing with something in your life, and yet you're not healing it because you're afraid to let it go. Okay, at least where I'm at right now, it is such a funny, I don't know if the right word is a twist of fate, twist of concepts, and it's like, what? And yet we all do it. It's very possible for some of you this opening is going to bring up some issues, and I will tell you, be loving towards them, let them go, allow yourself to feel the hurt, the pain, the emotion, whatever it is, and realize you are going through a clearing. I think things like this lunar eclipse, this full, whatever lunar eclipse, they call it the red blood moon, I think it is called, and something like this is allowing you to heal. Now, if you resist it, it's going to be a painful healing. Now, here's my own, I'm going to call it my own, I don't know if the intuition's right word, but my own feeling, my own thought, my own, something that I kind of see, an image in my mind is I think the people that have been trying to resist change and resisting growth and healing and just seeing the truth, this is going to be a rough time for them because it's like these people do not want to look at themselves. And the funny thing is, it's not like there's anything wrong with not being perfect. It's what's wrong is being like, well, I don't want to even face this, let alone heal it. That is going to cause some problems. So you know how people they project their shit onto other people, like narcissists do? That's called unconscious shadow projection. So let's say you're like the nicest person in the world, everybody loves you, but then this one person comes along, and you've never talked to them, you never spoke to them, or maybe you have, and they just refuse to see you for who you are. They're seeing their own unconscious shadow projection onto you. And the thing about it is, I made a video about this not too long ago, but you can feel that energy on you. It's like mucky energy, and you feel bad, and all of a sudden you're like, ugh, and you think it's you, but it's not you. It's just them projecting that energy onto you. Well, there's a shift that's happening. So here's, at least with me, my energy is like, how do I explain this? Okay, you know how they say like there's a light in empaths or spiritual people? I would say pretty much a lot of good people. It's amplified. It's like, you know how you put a shade over a lamp shade over a lamp? It's like we took that thing off, and this light is just, whoa, it's just like amplified out there and everywhere you go. And it's putting light on people's darkness. And here's what's happening. The minute they try to direct it towards you, like, yeah, like they're like, oh, and they begin to see their own darkness and realize, oh shit, this is me, this is mine. And I believe that that's what's happening right now. I think this light is getting amplified. I think people are, when they try to see, they know that you have the light. They really do. They can see it because they don't have it. They're in darkness and they know that. So they're trying to put, it's like they're trying to put like multiple lampshades around you by projecting their darkness onto you. But what's happening is your energy, your light is so, wow, it's just like shoving all that right back, and it's just like, and it causes them to look inside themselves or look at the energy around themselves. And now they're going, oh, they're so weak now. The best way it's almost like the light shining the light on their own darkness, and everyone can see it. Not only can you see it, they can see it, and anyone and everyone around. And all of a sudden they're powerless. They can't do this anymore. It's like, that's what I mean about narcissists. Narcissists going, it's like they're going, shit, like we can't do this anymore. And you know what they're left with? Facing their own music. Facing themselves. Their worst nightmare. Funny thing is, it's the best thing you can do. I'm telling you, if you want to be an empowered person, a healed person, the best thing you can do is find a good coach, a good energy healer, a good therapist who can get you to see yourself and see your mistakes and see your darkness and just all of that. Because the more you heal it, the better your life gets. Period. End of sentence. So this full, what do they call it? Full lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse is causing this. It's causing people to reflect on themselves. It's causing people to see their own darkness. Now here's the deal. Embrace it, because embracing it heals it. Be okay with it. Be like, yeah, I have shame, or yeah, I'm kind of negative, or I do have these negative traits, or I'm kind of mean to people under certain circumstances. Like, embrace it. In fact, literally love that part of you, because that's the way you heal it. One of the biggest realizations that I had was healing is seeing, is when you can finally look at yourself or this part of yourself and just plainly see it for the way it is, without the bullshit, without the excuses, without the lies to cover it up. Just see it. That heals it. See it for what it is. The good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the pretty, the ugly, everything. Just embrace it. And number one, see it, and then embrace it and love it. Literally say, I love you. You are a part of me. See, when you reject it, it amplifies the negative energy, and it causes. So the more you try to, oh no, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me. It just amplifies it. It makes the energy come out even more. It makes the actions, the thoughts, the whatever it is, the shame, the guilt, the fear, being a bad person, it makes it come out. But when you love it, when you embrace it, when you accept it for what it is, fully, wholly, and completely, that's the true beginning of healing. Now, there's a reason why I've gone into this so in depth. This Total lunar eclipse is opening this door to allow stuff to come up, to embrace, to heal, to love, to go with. The way you heal your dark side is not by getting rid of it, but by healing it, by loving it, by embracing it, by becoming it, by allowing yourself to experience it. The negative, the pain, the suffering, the guilt, the shame. So the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because that's what's happening. That's what this portal is all about. Now let me say that in a slightly, probably 180 degree opposite way. The most profound shifts are going to happen inside on a very, very subtle level. Maybe I shouldn't have said very, very, but it's going to be on a subtle level where it's kind of just there and you notice it and you're aware of it and it kind of slips through. Yet it's going to have a massive impact on your life. Just like what happened to me about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks ago, it was subtle, but damn did it change the game for me. And I mean everything. It may release your creativity, and that's one of the things that happened to me. Like all of a sudden my creativity is going through the roof. Whereas before I was always a very creative person, but I had to really like fight to get there. Now it's like there's no resistance. Like boom, I'm there. I wake up, boom, I'm there. I am creating, I am writing, I am changing, I am shifting, I'm working on my website, working on a YouTube video. Like things are just flying out right now. It's like a new conviction may just suddenly come up and just grab you by the heart. It may actually be subtle, yet, how to explain this? Yet a complete shift. So it's kind of it's an interesting, like, it's subtle, it's comfortable, yet it's a massive shift in your life. Or it could be a new conviction that the life that you're living no longer fits you. It's no longer fits who you are becoming. So do not think that tonight is the end of this, or when you hear this next morning, probably September 8th. This is it's like 30 days. It's like its shadow is going to stretch across these last 30 days. And this is going to be a constant, continual shifting, awareness, understanding. It's kind of like opening more and more, like this growth. 30 days from now, you're going to look back and you're going to realize this moment, although however subtle it may or may not be, is the script that rewrote your entire life. And you're going to see how much you've already changed and the new direction that you're going in now. So the thinning of this veil is going to allow there to be kind of a more subtle, more natural awareness of guides, of protectors, of angels, or whatever you want to call it. Almost like they're whispering, they're sending you messages. You're going to have a greater or heightened awareness of this over the next 30 days. So just allow a comfortable awareness of your intuition, of the subtle feelings, of the images that pop up out of nowhere, of the thoughts and the ideas, and just go with it. Instead of thinking about it, just go with it. You may have a sense of, what's the word I'm looking for, like almost like a presence, an angel, or like maybe a grandmother, or someone who is there for you, protecting you. Like the shift you're going through, you're not going through it alone. You may even almost sense a presence. Now, I don't mean kind of, sort of, but I mean like, whoa, like it's as if someone's in the room, but you can't see them. But you can feel them. You can get a sense of them, it's almost like a knowing. They're stepping closer to you because the door is open and you are aware. Now here's what they're doing. They're essentially reflecting you back onto you. So what they're going to do is the stuff that's kind of been underneath everything, they're going to amplify it. So if you have fear, they're going to amplify that so you're aware of, like, hey, this needs to be healed. If you have clarity, they're going to amplify that, so you have an awareness of how much clarity you actually already have. One thing I would recommend, especially over the next couple of days, couple of weeks, is start eating more fruit, more vegetables, get your minerals, drink more water. So here's what I would do. Eat fruit on an empty stomach. Now you can drink a glass of water before and then wait 5 minutes. But pick one water-rich fruit. Like a banana, it's not water-rich. But an orange, okay, I got one in my hand. If I squeeze this really hard, juice will fly out everywhere. That's a water-rich fruit. Watermelon, melon, oranges, mangoes. These are water-rich fruits. Pick one. I don't mean one piece, but don't mix and match bananas with oranges. No, don't do that. It doesn't digest well. I would get one fruit and just eat it until you're full, and then just let it digest for the next 20, 30, 40 minutes before you eat anything else. Increase your fruits, increase your citrus, increase your vegetables, okay? And if you have a good mineral that you like to take, like trace minerals, I would take that too. I would increase your deep breathing and do some stretching. If you don't do any stretching at all, then just do it very lightly, super lightly, but do it for about 15 minutes or so. Just continue it, okay? I would increase doing things to soothe yourself, get a massage, stuff like that. And also back off on your caffeine. I would really, if you drink like 2 or 3 cups of coffee every day, I would back off if you can, maybe to 1 cup or something like that. Like just cut it in half or a little bit more. And just kind of go with the flow. And that's the point. We want to calm your mind down a bit and allow yourself to just kind of go with things right now. You'll begin to notice the subtle. And here's the thing. It's subtle, but it's not really subtle. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in your stomach, in your heart, in your gut. You're going to feel this kind of like smooth, comfortable. It's a very nice feeling. So it's subtle, but it really isn't that subtle. All you need to do is just slow down a bit, do your deep breathing off and on throughout the day. Just kind of take a deep breath, just maybe do 5 or 6 of those, multiple times throughout the day. Just kind of stretch once in a while. Calm down, ground yourself, slow down, and just be aware. Now, you thought you were already awake. Call this a second awakening or another layer of the awakening. You're going to start seeing more, and I think you're going to be surprised, maybe even shocked, but I think it's going to be in a good way. There's more to be revealed. So this light, call it this red light from the moon or from this, whatever you want to call this, it's going to shine a light inside you and reveal more of the hidden things that were inside of you. For many people who thought they were awake, they're only going to realize that that was just the first step. So what you're going to realize during this next, I don't know if I want to call it an awakening, but essentially that's what it is. You're going to realize your original awakening, even it was carrying its own illusions. There's more clarity to come. So what it does is it ends the illusions of the world. It ends the illusions that you have of yourself. And it asks you if you are really awake or not. Or if you're just more comfortable in a different dream. So essentially what it does is it strips you bare once again, all the way down to the bare bones. It can be a very, very humbling experience. The one thing that I've learned though is being humbled, man. I don't know, because a lot of ways, a lot of churches and people from church teach it as be submissive, be weak. No, it doesn't mean to be weak or submissive. It's like you let go of your ego. You let go of all the negative, limiting beliefs that were holding you back from being happy and living in joy. And that word joy years ago, you gotta be joyful, like the whole church thing. And it wasn't until I really, really let go of a lot of my stuff that I began to feel it's this depth of joy that most people, they never experience. For a lot of those people out there who just, claim the word awake, that doesn't mean you're awake. So awakening isn't the end of ignorance. It's the awakening of continual discovery. See, a lot of people look at me and they're like, they don't understand that for everything I've been through. Like, well, why are you so happy? Why are you so on fire? It's because of the endless discovery. There's constantly more to learn, more to create, more to discover, more to understand, more pieces to connect, to put together. And so life has become this unending, I don't know what the word is. It's like fun, excitement, discovery. Life is enriching. All I want to say is, let this be the beginning of your journey, not the end. Go on your path, go on your journey, and enjoy the discovery process for the rest of your life. That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.